And we are back. Couch Company Podcast. I'm John. With me as always, Tyler.
Hey.
Air horns. DeFazio.
I need to have a catchphrase. I always did ahoy. I should do ahoy again.
Ahoy was terrible. I never want to hear that again.
That's the first thing that you were supposed to say. Alexander Graham Bell was a smart man.
Oh, was that seriously
That
the
was
thing?
how you
I think I've
answered
heard
the
that.
phone, yeah.
I think I've heard that.
Yeah.
I think Alexander Graham Bell is top 5 overrated inventors.
Wow.
Yeah.
Next
I said
to,
it.
Next to what?
Everyone was thinking it. I was
Gutenberg,
thinking Edison,
Edison. Who's the guy that did peanut butter?
Charlie.
Yeah. The Wright brothers. Get out of
They were
here.
pretty good. They were pretty good.
Overrated. Do you know how many deaths they caused? Think about it.
A lot.
Think about it. Yeah.
I don't know. How many deaths did the invention of the automobile cause?
That's what I mean.
Probably a
Henry
lot.
Ford, man.
He didn't invent the automobile.
He made it available
to the masses. Sure,
yeah.
sure. Yeah, the assembly line.
So you're saying it's not the Wright brothers, it's the... I mean, really, we should just go back to who invented guns.
Gunpowder?
Gunpowder.
The Chinese.
Yeah.
As always. It leads
Just
back
it goes
to
back to it.
to China.
I think you could just go back even further.
Yeah.
Who came up with, like,
Humans.
fire or paper?
Humans.
Oh, so we're just going full circle.
Well, think about it. Fire didn't come across until we discovered it.
Yeah. Well, I guess we didn't invent it. We said, hey.
We discovered it. It was a discovery, yeah. Not really an invention.
Yeah.
Well, we wielded it. We
Yeah.
harnessed it
Harnessed
for malevolence and...
for growth.
Well, yeah, probably for survival mostly, but...
Well, I don't know. I guess it depends
Absolutely. We warmed ourselves. They always teach you in a survival situation when you're in the wilderness. Shelter comes first.
Okay.
Because temperature's first, really. Is ultimately what they're saying is you got to keep yourself warm.
Sure.
Or cool, depending on where you're at.
Probably
some places are hot.
Probably
some places are
warm,
cold.
because I think the hot places has nothing to do with...
I think shade's
heat.
probably very important.
Shade is, but it also gets extremely cold. So I would say for the
it's
shelter
just
portion,
temperature. You don't want to get too hot. You don't want to get too cold.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you don't think that hydration would be before shelter in the Sahara?
No, I think shelter's always first. Because here's the thing, dude. If you have the sun beating down on you all day,
yeah,
that's going to lead to more dehydration.
That's why you put your shirt on your head. Or you put a little, like, babushka.
Yeah, right. I don't think the Sahara is possible to survive. I don't even know what you do there. It's like how do you even build a shelter?
Yeah, I mean, if you come prepared, like if you have a tent.
Yeah. Like, did Bear Grylls ever do a episode in the Sahara Desert? Probably not.
Who did what?
Bear Grylls.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know who that is?
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you gaslighting me?
I'm not gaslighting you.
It's the survival guy.
Okay, I thought it was like a line of grills.
Bear Grylls?
Yeah. It's like Mike's dad decided, hey, going into the grill business.
Our friend Mike. His last name is Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
That was your time. I thought you were.
I probably was.
You were a young chap.
Was it when the stingray guy was killing stingrays or getting killed by stingrays?
The crocodile man.
Yeah. He should have stuck with
Steve
crocodiles.
Irwin.
Yeah.
He died by stingray.
I know. That's what I mean.
Sad.
You should. If your name is the crocodile hunter,
he wasn't the same thing. Like, what this guy did was he would go out and he had a TV show on Discovery, I think, and he would like go to a secluded part of the world and like survive.
But this was the crocodile hunter?
No, this was Bear.
Okay. Wait, no, that's different. We're talking about two different guys.
Yeah,
the crocodile hunter.
The crocodile hunter
stingray.
was different. He like just tamed crocodiles and stuff. He had like shows.
Yeah.
It wasn't like survival.
So
it
it's
was
the
like
exact same
animal
thing
handling.
because this bear guy is trying to tame nature.
No, he's trying to survive in nature.
Yeah, well, you can't.
Steve Irwin is trying to tame like animals, I guess, or whatever. I think he had a reservation or something. I'm not actually sure what he did.
Okay.
But I think he had like a reservation of animals, like crocodiles.
But this is all my time.
Yeah, dude, Bear Grylls, his show was on TV. Again, it was Discovery Channel, which out of all the channels you were allowed to watch, that should have been one of them.
I didn't get it. We were a poor household.
What was his show called?
bearing
Man vs. Wild.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
2006.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him, man.
Okay.
Really?
I didn't know his name.
Everyone knows his name.
His name was
It's
Man.
an animal and a grill. That's like an
That's
easy
all
name.
you really need.
That's an
Shelter,
easy name.
grill, second, like food.
If you had a bear and a grill,
Yeah.
you're probably doing okay. Actually, you're probably not doing okay because I
bear?
would imagine the bear's coming after the grill.
What kind of bear?
Brown bear.
Okay. Yeah, you wouldn't be doing well.
Brown's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Black bears are actually probably the most easy.
Yeah, they're smallest, right?
Yeah, probably not the smallest, but smallest out of the common ones.
I have a laptop next to me where I can actually
Like a
bring
koala
stuff up.
bear would probably be the smallest, right?
All bear sizes. Koala bear would probably be the smallest.
So you'd probably want to match up against a koala if you had to pick your bear, but
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like black bear is the smallest. It's 6 foot, closest to human. Then you have the grizzly bear, which gets to 7 foot. Then you have the Kodiak bear, which is 8 foot, also brown.
you're skipping a lot of bears.
And then you have the polar bear, which is 9
You're
foot.
skipping bears.
Look, I'm just giving you the
Like you can't go from black bear to grizzly bear. Grizzly bear is like massive.
It's not that. It's a foot taller. It's just bigger.
No, grizzly bears will destroy you.
Well, black bear is 200 to 600 pounds, as everyone knows. But then when you go to, like, you have the black bear, then you have brown bears, you have grizzly and a Kodiak. So then the grizzly bear, let me get here. Grizzly bear is 400 to 790 pounds.
Yeah, and I think they're faster.
And then the Kodiak bear is 600 to 1,400 pounds.
I think Kodiak bears, there's like this island that's just Kodiak bears. And they just live on this island.
Yeah, Bear Island.
And it's like most dangerous game.
It's wild versus man. They win 100% of the time.
No, I think people go out there and hunt them.
That's crazy. That's terrible.
I think my uncle was talking to me about this. It was kind of like a fever dream. I'm not really sure.
Can you eat? I guess you could eat bear. You can eat anything.
Of course you can eat bear. You can eat anything.
I don't know why you'd want to.
You can technically eat human, although I would not recommend it.
I think it's illegal in all 50 states, right?
It's illegal in the world.
I don't want to
probably.
Google that, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, of course
it's
it is.
definitely not illegal all over the world.
Where? Where is it legal?
Where there are cannibals.
That's probably illegal.
No, what, you think the cops are going to come in and be
Name
like, hey,
one government of the world.
All right, I'm just going to ruin my...
I would not search
is
that.
cannibalism
I would not search that.
legal? I already typed it in. It's too late. Cannibalism is legal in 49 states. That can't be right.
I think you found the weird part of the internet.
Yeah, I got to get out of this. Okay, hold on. I didn't even do...
that was a mistake. That was a mistake.
Yeah.
That was a big mistake, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
You're a father.
My father?
You're a father.
I'm a father, yeah.
You can't be like risking it like this. Like me as an independent young man.
You can do whatever you want.
I can't do whatever I want, but I can risk it, you know? Like if the FBI shows up at my house,
Counterpoint.
kicks down the door, I'm not going to traumatize a little baby.
Counterpoint.
Okay? That was a show.
It doesn't. Counterpoint is?
Point counterpoint.
Right after Man vs. Wild.
I don't know. I think it was called that. I don't remember though.
Man vs. Wild was a thing because I think there was like a big globe, right, and like a little silhouette of a man.
Yep.
I'm gonna look that up too.
Okay.
But counterpoint is if you have a child, they ask a million questions. I'm sure at some point,
Yeah.
Daddy, when can we eat humans?
When did you ask your dad that?
Me? Well, me and my dad had a
Interesting. Yeah. That's
pretty like don't ask don't
counterpoint
situation.
When was it you brought that little subject up to your parents?
Yeah, no, we didn't. So I was very wrong on the logo. It just looks very
well, there was a lot of seasons.
grungy.
It lasted a long time. It was like 20 years, actually.
There are a bunch of different backgrounds, but the logo didn't
Not
really,
20 years, maybe like 15
really
years.
change much.
It was 06 to 19.
Oof, that's a long time. Same guy?
15 years.
He
Bear
survived the whole
Grylls.
time?
Yeah, he's 50 years old, he says. Which is a lot younger than I thought he'd be. So that means
Good
he
for him.
started it when he was pretty young.
I guess you'd have to if you're going to like crazy places and
Well, there's a lot of controversy with the show because, you know, there were all these things coming out that like, he was getting pizza delivered and he was, you know, and he had all this camera crew and he was like staying in places. And then
yeah.
there was like someone went to one of the places he was at and they like turned the camera and there's like a highway right there or something.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's a little skepticism. I think later on he was kind of saying like, well, I was just teaching you how to survive. I wasn't actually putting myself in danger.
Yeah. Who would do that?
Les Stroud, who is Survivor Man. I think that's his name, Les Stroud. He would go out in the wilderness by himself. He would film himself, and they had to take him off the air. That was also on Discovery, I think, because it's too dangerous. It was just such a liability that they're like, dude, you cannot do this. You're literally going to die.
That's fair. I do love the irony of people sitting on their couch drinking a beer, being like, this ain't real. It's like,
God, my memory is just on point today.
Yeah, I'm
2 for 2.
Mine is not.
I knew all the Survivor guys. I used to be really into these shows, and then there was another one that it was a show about these. It was called Dual Survivor.
Okay,
and it was this like Marine guy.
Yeah,
he's like a ex-Marine or something, and then like a hippie, and the hippie would walk around like barefoot and just eat plants, and the Marine guy would like hunt and eat meat and shit.
Yeah,
and they'd always argue because their approach to survival was complete opposites, but they'd have to work together because they were in the middle of nowhere. It was very interesting.
There's a naked one too.
Naked and Afraid.
Yeah. That's the same. That's like
apparently
a Survivor
I really
thing.
like survival shows.
Yeah,
I know them all.
I just found that.
That one was, I don't even understand. That seemed very gimmicky.
The saucy Survivor.
Yeah, but they blur it out. But they blur it out.
Even on the night like late night ones?
I don't know. I wasn't allowed to watch that one. I wasn't allowed to watch the show, period, probably, but
yeah. If naked's in the title, it's just like, nope.
Yeah, my parents, they're pretty strict. I'll never forget my mom walking in on me watching Jersey Shore. I mean, you talk about she was not happy with that.
I can imagine.
Like, no point, if you could pick a perfect moment in that show to like have a 30-second clip to show your parents, I don't think any of it's safe. I don't think you could scan the whole collection.
I mean, it's all censored though, right? Like even the language is censored.
Yeah, but I'm like 10.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm just saying.
And they're like having sex. Like, it's censored, but like.
No. I thought they would just kind of like slowly pan to a
which you have to think about
window.
They do, but they show them like making out in the bed and then they like pull the covers over, which I think is hilarious because like nobody has sex that way. But
yeah.
I mean, do you?
No.
Oh, yeah. So it's like they know they're getting filmed.
Yeah.
So like two things. It's one, that's just weird, but two, it's like there is a stockpile of footage of all those guys just
if they
banging.
Actually are, it's the biggest, like it's just everyone is like that's how good of actors they are, which I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but
awesome
what if?
Be?
Yeah. Well, that was a really interesting point. I was like, they're either the greatest actors of all time.
Right. Because that's their life.
They're just crazy.
Yeah, well, they're
probably just crazy.
But can you imagine, like that's your thing? You're a no-name actor. You're like, I'm going to embody this role.
Yeah.
And then for every interview,
but that's all they've done. That cast, that's all they've done.
Yeah. Why do you need anything else?
I think they've lived off of it.
Yeah, it's like the Green Ranger from Power Rangers.
Yeah, it's like crazy. Like imagine just hitting it big.
Yep.
And they're like, what, 18, 21? They had to be like 21 because they were all drinking and stuff. But
yeah.
Yeah, but they were going to clubs and stuff.
Saying, yeah.
They were like low 20s.
Yeah.
And then that's all they did. Like they were just like, oh yeah, I'll just try out for this MTV show. Sure. And it's like, that's your life.
Top 5 trash TVs. That would be it.
Oh, Jersey Shore is up there. Jersey Shore season 1, peak reality. And I don't like reality shows. Peak reality show.
Yeah.
Peak.
Big Brother.
My dad loves Big Brother. It's really strange.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, really weird.
Yeah.
No judgment, but just knowing him.
Yeah.
Like imagine if your dad was into Big Brother.
My dad's into some weird stuff, man.
I think all dads are. Secretly.
He kind of just whenever he was connected to my Netflix account, it's getting weird.
Fuck. Yeah, my dad's. It always surprised me. I guess I don't know my father as much as I would have hoped, but like he's super into like what was that show called? Twilight Zone. Mm-hmm. He loves that sort of stuff, like the weird out there.
Yeah, my dad loves that.
He'd probably like our podcast when we talk about like infinite universes and shit.
Twilight Zone, Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah.
Basically anything Western, anything Japanese. Like he gets weird.
Can I show him anime? He might like.
I don't
that.
think he'd be into anime.
He might.
I don't.
I show him the right one.
So who knows?
Vinland Saga would be
Maybe.
it.
That would be it. That would be the one thing.
I mean, Vikings, dude.
As long as here's the thing though, and he might actually enjoy it more than I do, because the thing that tripped me up with Vinland Saga, aside from the whole udder and milking thing, is the dub is not like the same as the subtitles. It just drives me nuts.
Oh yeah.
Which is a common thing apparently, and it's just
I turn the subtitles off when I watch anime.
Yeah, but I have to have them on because I can't turn it up because I have to. So I have my phone; it's all the way down, and I'm a one tick up, so I can barely hear certain frequencies and stuff. Yeah.
What, headphones? You're watching it in bed?
I'm watching in bed before I go to sleep, and I don't want that in my ear.
Yeah, interesting.
How do we get here? What are we talking about?
Fathers and how we disappoint them, and we wonder what we could have done differently to meet their expectations. But my dad likes reality shows as well, which is like super strange. And then recently, I've talked about this before, but he's like super into Prices Right now. So like I know officially that my parents are old.
Yeah.
As well as like he watched like Perry Mason and shit, like lawyer stuff.
I don't know Perry Mason.
It's old.
Matlock?
Like, you were probably like 10 when it came out.
No, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Perry Mason? No.
Matlock, Perry Mason.
Yeah, okay,
yeah, you were probably like 10. It was right
10.
after Darkwing Duck, I think.
No.
That's time slot.
No. Although listening to the Darkwing Duck theme song the other day.
Memories?
Oh, it's pretty good.
Nostalgia?
No, Perry Mason, you ass. 1957 and 1966.
Yeah, you're like 10, right?
No.
I thought you were Greatest Generation.
22. That's 22 years before me. You jag off.
All right, so your dad was like 20 something.
I need to see what Matlock is now because I think that's even.
Matlock is also, I think maybe Matlock's like a crime show. I think he's a lawyer.
It's a
Perry Mason's like just actually like courtroom, like lawyer. I mean, it's still like a drama or whatever, but
Matlock's actually newer than that. Yeah, Perry Mason's way. Matlock. So Matlock, I was actually
really.
Well, it's 1986 to 1992. Yeah. So it's getting there.
I was a twinkle.
Yeah. I was like 5.
But to your point, my dad kind of skipped over to the cowboy thing.
Yeah.
The Western. That was my grandfather. My grandfather loves Westerns, man. We used to watch them all the time when I was a little kid. Yeah. That's where my love of adventure comes from.
Westerns, and it's weird because Westerns in TV, games, everything are like my least favorite thing.
Yeah.
Like I just don't like it.
It's probably because it's the antithesis of the pirate.
Kind of.
Because it's like, I mean, not really, because I think it invokes very similar ideas where it's like boundless freedom and adventure and kind of independent, moral grayness.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're outlaws.
That's pirates, and that's cowboys.
So to be hypocritical, loved Magnificent Seven. That's the only Western.
Which one was that?
I liked. So it was a movie, TV show.
Oh, yeah. Didn't they come out with a new one?
Yeah.
With Chris Pratt?
And Denzel Washington was in it.
Yeah. Man, I'm sharp today. Usually I'm like stumbling over
it was
who's
not
who.
Very good.
It's probably because I got enough sleep this week.
That's good. Yeah. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, so this week I didn't drink at all.
I'm sorry I was tempting you with this delicious Miller Lite.
Yeah, but I said no. Sometimes, something about God's strongest soldiers or something.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
There's a saying there.
Yeah, there is. What is the saying? We have to unpack that real quick.
God gives his hardest tests to his strongest soldiers or something.
Oh, okay. Not where I thought you were going, but that's fine.
Isn't it something like that? It's so cheesy. I actually hate that saying.
That sounds somewhat.
It's in the realm
ballpark,
of possibility.
Yeah.
An AI could have made that.
Yeah.
So that's close enough for me.
So you're not drinking. You're sleeping well. You're eating well.
Just for this week, I needed to reset myself. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get enough sleep, which is 6 to 8 hours. Usually it's 7. That's like my sweet spot, which I don't like. I don't like having to sleep an odd number. It feels unnatural to me.
So you wake up naturally 7 hours.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
7 hours or 5.5.
Mine's exactly 8. Like
I envy that. I envy that. Mine's like 7 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I don't. Maybe that's why I'm really lucky though, because 7. I'm sleeping 7 hours.
Yeah.
7's a lucky number.
Spoken like a true
Magnificent
gambling
7.
addict. Yeah. All right. Continue.
Anyways, so no drinking, sleep, gym every day. Back in the gym.
Every day. So
every day.
Different.
Took off Wednesday because I was sore Tuesday.
Okay.
And
recovering.
recovering very important.
Yeah.
Because your muscle doesn't grow when you're at the gym. It's when you're tearing the muscle fibers apart.
Is that
your muscle grows when you're resting and recovering?
But completely resting, or are you talking like different
completely
groups?
Resting.
So you just can't do anything. Like if one day's
like
leg
you
day
probably and maybe I'm wrong on this, but this seems right to me. Mm-hmm. You probably grow the most when you're asleep.
You digest the most when you're asleep.
Yeah, and I think your muscles probably grow the most when you're asleep.
Sure.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Because that's your recovery process, and that's because like muscle growth is just rebuilding.
Yeah, you're regenerating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because of the severity and harshness that you endured, your body's like, okay, well, we need more muscle. It's like a necessity thing.
Yeah, you're
like tricking your body into be like, dude, this.
Yeah.
Like working out's like so weird if you think about it from that context, because like your body's designed to be like,
body. Yeah,
okay, your body's designed to be super efficient because it wants to survive, right? So it's like, okay, well, how much food do we need to do exactly the amount of tasks we need to do?
Yeah,
right. And then any excess we're going to store as fat, and that's when you start getting fat because it's like, you know, there might be a rainy day.
Yeah,
it's like the rainy day
we
fund.
Need this later.
Yeah, so. You're supposed to be like, you know, going out and hunting and stuff.
Yeah.
But now we're so like we have so much luxury.
Yeah.
That it's like we have to go arbitrarily and lift heavy weights and just put them down and essentially do nothing.
Yeah.
To trick our body into like saying like, oh, we need more muscle. You know what I mean? Isn't that like a weird?
Well, it's you're trying to trick your body into thinking that you're doing more.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need more.
Yeah,
when you really
that's
don't.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like our necessity.
Yeah.
But if your body was like actually smart, it'd be like, what the fuck? We
if
don't
your
need
body
this.
was smart, it would just shed everything, and you could eat as much as you want, and it would just get rid of it.
Probably not.
I'm saying if our bodies were
I don't think so, because if your body was smart, I think it would still try to be efficient. Because if you were shredding everything, your heart rate would be so high to burn calories.
I'm not saying that
your life
long.
expectancy would tank.
Yeah, well,
that's like driving 80 everywhere. Your engine's going to explode at some point.
So here's
you
the
know
thing.
what I mean?
Here's
like
actually
you're just putting so much wear and tear.
Do you think people would rather never have to worry about, like, be able to eat whatever you want, do whatever you want, and you're just shredded for your entire life? You're just peak body, but you die at 60. Like, you lose 20 years of life. Do you think people would take that deal?
Absolutely. I think 99.9% of people on the earth.
Deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd take that deal.
Yeah.
Let me spice it up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Would you rather have that deal?
Okay.
But you die a horrific, tragic death?
Like what? Like what?
Okay.
Like what do you...
You turn 55, and the last 5 years of your life is like a terminal illness of just horrific, catastrophic pain and suffering.
Okay, well, I mean, you're effectively saying not 60, it's 55.
No,
now.
I mean, you're living till 60.
Oh, I would.
But the last 5 years of your life is pure hell.
Not to be dark, I would probably. If it was pure hell, I'd.
No, you can't. You have to live till 60.
Says who?
The terms of the deal. You're making this with Satan, I'd imagine.
Oh, okay. Oh, geez.
Who else would give you this deal?
I don't know. Look, your body, evolution. I don't know. Like what I'm saying is like throughout, like if you're talking evolution and stuff, it's like your body just naturally is like, hey, we don't need to store all this because we're not fighting mammoths anymore. Yeah, or but whatever. Now it's
your body doesn't really care if you're ripped or not. I think historically...
it has nothing to do with ripped. What I'm saying is that you would just...
Well, that was your premise, though.
Fair enough. Okay. I just meant, like, you would not be over... Like, you're just peak... Whatever your body type is, you're just naturally... Here you go. Like, you know, they're naturally stockier people or people that are...
the thing you're running into is physics at that point. It's just thermodynamics. Like, if you're eating too much, you know, like, what is your body going to do?
You're just in the bathroom 90% of the time.
That would drastically also probably shorten your life expectancy.
You would have to drink. Yeah, I mean, like you would have to continuously drink water and things like that. But what I'm saying is, I think after a while, like that would naturally guide people away from binging. right? Like if your body was so like, well, maybe not. Who knows? That's why people are. That's why I'm fat. You know, like it's just like I have no
think about it now. People are stabbing themselves with medication to
apparently that works,
lose weight.
Yeah, apparently that's working.
But it was designed for people with diabetes.
Yeah, well,
and I think people who don't have diabetes are using it, which I think is concerning. Now, look, I'm not
prescribed.
I'm not a medical professional.
I don't know why I say that. Prescribed.
It's John. It's not being prescribed. There's a character there.
Yeah,
somewhere. Yeah. I don't know, man. Again, grain of salt because I don't know what I'm talking about. That cannot be healthy.
Yeah, probably not.
That can't be healthy. But people will do it. To your point, I think people want shortcuts. Me included. I'm not immune from that. That's just human nature, I think. Especially, I think it's gotten worse as time's gone on because we have a lot of shortcuts in a lot of different areas, right?
I've done 1550 calories every day this week. Started Monday.
You have to feel like garbage.
No, I feel fine.
I've done 2,000.
Yeah, but you're also working out. I'm not. My workout is carrying my baby around.
Yeah, but dude, I tried 1,500.
Yeah.
I was dizzy. I was taking 2 naps a day.
I'm pretty good on that.
I don't know how you do it. Because that's kid. Proportionally, that's even less.
I don't notice a feeling a difference. Like I think the main difference is the stuff that I'm eating is like super high protein or I'm
chicken
eating
breast
oatmeal or whatever. Yeah. So it's like that's kind of where I'm going protein. At. Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
But still 1,500, not a lot of calories.
I'm not doing it, dude. I'm not doing anything. Like I think if I was going out and like working out and different like then that'd be a different conversation.
Yeah, but there's a balance. It's like even if you're, I don't know, like you need enough for maintenance. You know.
I mean, today, like that's why I'm drinking a beer, right? Because if I had a banana, I had some little chicken bites. And
love chicken bites.
Actually, I think that might be it. Oh, in a protein shake. But all that is like 600 calories, including the beer, which beer's not great. This is just empty calories. But, you know, I have 1,000 calories to eat for dinner, and chili is like 4.
Yeah. No,
so
you're
like
swimming.
I'm gonna be under.
You're swimming.
I feel good.
That's good. I couldn't do it. When I was trying to do that, I was napping all day, lightheaded, heart palpitations.
I mean, that's not great. Yeah.
I was really worried for a while. If you remember, I went to go see the doctor and stuff. Yeah. And I was actually, like bodybuilders and stuff experience this when they're cutting so drastically. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty common. But that's kind of to my point before where it's like, if your body, like, I don't think we were designed to get that lean because like when you get under 8% body fat, like you're actually in dangerous territory. Like
that's what Bruce Lee territory.
Yeah, Bruce Lee's probably like 5 or maybe even less.
He was low.
He's probably really low. Yeah. But that's like unhealthy. Like you're not healthy.
Yeah, it's like so far the opposite.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's actually interesting. Like so, imagine a line, and right in the middle of the line is like perfect health.
Yeah,
of like whatever body fat. Do you think that if you go towards the lower percentage and you're like at 2%, is that equally as bad as like 30% or whatever? Like, you know what I mean? On the other side of it, is it like proportional?
And I'm sure that changes every time someone asks that question. There's a new doctor that says something different.
Yeah, we've talked about this a lot. Yeah. I don't know anything to believe with nutrition.
Yep. My whole thing is like I just want to fit in my clothes and cut weight again. Like it's pretty bad. So like I kind of made peace with myself of like, all right, dude, like you're not going a calorie over 1,600. So I'm doing 1,550. But if it's like 1,565, it's fine. So you're not going a calorie over 1,600, and you got to do it for a year.
Why not just go to the gym, man?
I can do that too.
Why not just go to the gym?
I can do that. No, I can do that too. What I'm saying is like that's what I'm doing.
Maybe that, you're searching for something, a little hobby.
Yeah, maybe.
That could be something.
Maybe.
Why not give it? What do you have to lose? I mean, you're trying to crochet out here.
Like, yeah, I still got to open that. Yeah.
The narwhal's not done.
Hasn't been touched yet.
That's all right.
I got sidetracked. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah, nutrition's weird.
So I mean, how are you feeling though? You feeling good?
Like, I'm feeling alert.
That's good.
Alert.
Yeah.
Like I I'm a little sharp today.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm remembering Bear Grylls till you gaslit me. And I had to look him up because I was like, fuck, am I not remembering him? Like, is that not his name?
Yeah.
It was his name.
Yeah.
And I was in a meeting this week for work, and I was like not prepared for it. I was just rattling stuff off, man. I was in the Matrix. I was seeing numbers. I was like, bah, 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 bah.
Nice.
And I was like, wow. Dude, my brain's pretty good on 7.5 hours
Meanwhile,
rest.
I'm like forgetting everything. I can't string a sentence together.
Well, that's because you have a kid and you don't get any sleep.
Well, yeah, I guess at some point.
Sleep's overpowered, like actually.
Yeah.
And not drinking alcohol, probably.
I am chugging water like it's going. Like I'm doing like maybe like 6 of those 26-ounce things a day. Like I'm doing a ton. Like and it keeps you full.
Yeah. I try to do that too. Also, what I've been doing, a little hack, Greek yogurt.
Yeah, you say that.
Oh, it's
Yogurt's
so good.
Disgusting.
That's my dessert now. Every night I'll have a Greek yogurt at like 11 o'clock. It just hits the spot.
Yeah, but aren't you not supposed to? Doesn't Oprah say you can't eat past 7?
What does she know?
Probably nothing.
Yeah, exactly. She's only made like $1 billion.
Yeah.
Which is not an indication of intelligence, by the way. I actually hate that about, like, one of the things I hate most about our society is that if you're famous, people equate that to, like, you know what you're talking about.
You have to have some acumen.
Yeah, but not in, like, the area. Like, for example, like, LeBron James, I don't care what he has to say about, like, policy because he's a basketball player.
What if it's basketball policy?
It wasn't, but if it was, I'll listen. I'll lend an ear.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's like, what I mean by that is like, I'm not saying like his opinion doesn't matter. What I'm saying is it matters just as much as everyone else's opinion. My opinion in that arena should be exactly equal to LeBron James.
But what if he's been doing it for a while? So
maybe not exactly equal because he's like older and theoretically wiser. And
what
whatever,
did Matt Damon go into? Like every celebrity has the thing, right?
What?
Is it like global warming or something?
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess the thing is like, if it's something you're passionate about, eventually, like you can talk intelligently about it, and then you can get it.
But everyone treats it like, oh, Matt Damon said that. It must be correct. It's like not necessarily.
Even if it's like the first time he's ever said it. Yeah. Fair enough.
Even, let's say he said it for the 1,000th time and he's researched it. It's like, okay, well, look, that's great. And he probably knows more about it than maybe the average person, but you're an actor, not a scientist, right? Like, you don't have any accreditations for this. You haven't written any actual papers on this that have been peer reviewed and scrutinized.
I got you. So you have a certain caliber of people you're going to listen to.
I will listen to them. I don't like how we put them on pedestals just because they're famous.
Specifically famous people, not rich people.
Well, usually it goes hand in hand.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. It's that's my opinion. Just one man's opinion.
I'm tentatively with you. I agree with you.
Again, I'm not saying we value it less than the average person, but like, what makes this person so special that they know about everything more than the average person?
Like us.
Well, we're an exception.
Yeah. Everyone should,
but everyone else.
100%.
No, just kidding. Like, what you should do is you should listen to someone, consider their opinion.
Yeah, and go research.
And then make your own decision. Yeah, research, make your own decision.
Yeah.
That's how life should work. But I think a lot of people was like how many people, if Taylor Swift said something.
Oh, I don't even want to go there. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How much power does she have?
Infinite.
Like, scary.
Yep.
Like, she could probably get her followers to do something crazy.
Yeah.
Like if she was like, I want all my fans to run with the Bulls next year, I think a lot of them would do it.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
Dude, that's...
And where's that at? Spain?
It's a cult. Like it's...
Yeah, at what point does it become a cult, I guess?
Whenever they're all dressed the same, I guess.
Well, they have the friendship bracelets.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I don't have anything against Swifties either. I think they're generally
I think when you name
nice.
Yourself, I think that...
I just get scared when like someone gets on Taylor Swift's bad side, they will destroy that person.
Yeah.
Like, they will destroy their reputation, and that's terrifying to me.
Yes. Yeah. That's the internet. The internet's bad.
Yeah. But again, it's like, I don't know. It's a scary place.
I think we talked about this, but like, if we destroy the internet,
yeah,
would it turn into a net positive or net negative? Did we talk about eyes and legs yet?
No.
Speaking of, that's
that?
been going around.
What's that?
The whole what was it, like doors and pages or legs and doors or something?
Wheels and windows or whatever?
Yeah,
Wheels
sure.
and doors?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Now it's how many do you think there are more eyes or legs in the world?
Probably eyes.
Maybe. I don't know.
There's a lot of spiders. Spiders have like 8 eyes each.
They also have 8 legs each. That's what a spider is.
Not when all those weird kids at camp start ripping the legs off, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone knows some of those kids.
Yeah. A lot of fish in the ocean with no legs, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
a lot of
good
snakes
point.
and stuff. Yeah.
Great point, Ty. A lot of dragons, no legs.
A lot of dragons with no legs. No, dragons have legs. You're thinking of...
No, I was actually looking up the new dragons for 5th edition.
Oh, okay.
The gold dragon still has legs, but he's more of a
of
a worm now.
Yeah, sure, but he has legs.
Which is interesting.
He has legs.
I thought it was an interesting transit. I guess that was like the original, like early editions of a gold dragon.
We're going to have to figure out how to incorporate the new... I mean, we're really flipping through topics here.
Yeah.
We're going to have to figure out how to incorporate the new D&D rule set, because I know everyone's going to be excited about it, but like it's going to take a minute to like go through stuff. So I think what I'm going to tell the group is like we're kind of keeping the status quo for right now.
I don't think we change anything.
Yeah. That's what I would like to do, because I got enough going on.
I think this game, you just keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Yeah.
Next game, we dabble.
Yeah.
All right, you had a lot of stuff you want to talk about.
Yeah, so I played 6 games.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah.
Did you beat them all?
No.
Did you beat any of them?
2 of them. 3 of them.
Okay.
So half of them. So I was going through, and I think I talked about Children of the Sun on here before, which is it's like a sniper game. It's just like dark, like you're out for revenge, and you're basically, you have 1 bullet to kill a bunch of people with. So like you can run around a perimeter, shoot a gun, it hits a guy. It's very much almost like, do you ever play Super Hot?
Yep.
Ish. So you hit a guy, it pauses time, and then you can pick where you want your bullet to ricochet to kill the next guy, pauses time, kill the next guy, that kind of thing. And then you start to get like kind of like supernatural powers and stuff, where you can kind of like nudge the bullet in different directions and stuff, or you can like hit a guy, then like shoot it upward and hit a bird, and then you have kind of like a bird's eye view of like where you want to kill a guy from. It's fine. It's just one of those things where it's like the art style is a little rough. I think the controls are still like, I feel like I'm fighting the controls a lot more than normal. So I'm going to bring up the reviews I did. So I gave it a 77. I just want to put that on the record, because I put a whole bunch of games on our game ratings thing. But I think it was fine. I think it's in like low silver tier for it, but I think it does some cool things. I also started Dungeons of Hinterberg, which is on Game Pass, which is a dungeon crawler type thing. I don't think I'm going to continue with it, because I don't think the controls are very responsive. But essentially, you're this girl that goes into this town that's all about just dungeon diving and killing monsters and stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's like a family thing. Like everyone, like they treat it as almost like an amusement park. But like if you're killing monsters could kill you. It's like super dangerous and stuff like that. It's very weird. It's a cool premise, but I don't think like the movement and the actual abilities and things like that are fluid enough for me. Like I didn't enjoy the combat enough to be like, oh, this is really, really cool. So played around with that. It's on Game Pass. If people like the like dungeon crawling type of thing, it's unique enough that like, hey, maybe check it out. It does a weird Persona thing where it's like, okay, you have like your morning and your mid morning and your afternoon and stuff.
Like
and it's
time,
like you can only do
time management. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go talk to a person, that's fine, but it advances time. Or if you go into this dungeon, it advances time. So it's like, I hate that kind of stuff. So it's like they added a bunch of different things, but I played Flock, which is also on Game Pass. So I downloaded a bunch of Game Pass games just to see what's up.
Got to get your money's worth, man.
Yeah. Played Flock. Flock is fine. It's like a 4-hour game. And you basically just ride a bird around, search for little... you remember like Viva Pinata?
Nope.
Really? You never...
Xbox Arcade?
In that vein,
I never played it. I remember it, though. Wasn't it like free?
No, well, it came with Xboxes at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or 360s.
I had it because I think it was free, and I never played it.
It was a good game.
Maybe I booted it up once.
Yeah, it's a good game. Anyway,
okay.
You go around and you basically are just, it's like almost like a creature hunt thing where it's like you run over to the species and you observe it, and then you get a list of like 6 possible, I don't know, subcategories of this like parent type of animal, and it says like, okay, which one do you think it is? And then you look and it's like, oh, this one has vertical stripes and spots on its nose, so okay, it's this one. And it's like, correct. And then that's it. And then you just fly around the world and just keep basically growing your Pokedex, I guess.
Yeah, but that's right up your alley.
To some extent, yeah. Like it's fine. So I give it a 75. I think it was, people would be like, oh, it's charming, it's cute, it's whatever. I think it controls fine. Generally speaking, it's just one of those, like, there wasn't really that much to do. It was just kind of like you're just mindlessly flying around being like, oh, that's clever. Oh, that's cool, whatever. And it was fine. Like, it's not a bad game by any stretch, and it's free on Game Pass. So just try it out. But it was like, yeah, that's 4 hours I probably could have got back somewhere else. But it was okay. And then Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Did you see this at all?
I think I remember like the trailer.
Yeah, it's this.
It's like an action game.
It's an action game. It gives off some Souls-like vibes, but it's not like Souls difficult.
Everyone overuses that term.
Well, you know how like Souls has like, here's the like your potion and your thing, and you get your potions if you sit at the altar and get, you know, enemies respawn and all of this stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You know.
Okay.
It has like guard breaks and whatever. It's not hard. Like, it's fine. It's a cool aesthetic and things like that. It just seems very like on the rails. Like, okay, point A to point B, there's not really that much exploration and stuff. And like, I'm still fairly early on to it, but I'm playing with it. It has decent controls for mouse and keyboard. I think you should play with a controller. I think it would feel better with a controller. But it's interesting. I think the graphics are fine. It's cool. Did I talk about Yolk Hero already, which is like the Tamagotchi thing? You're looking at me with blanks there. I'm sorry. I'm getting.
I think
this.
Outside of the podcast, you might have mentioned it.
Yeah, I
not on air.
Yolk Hero along Tamago, I think is what it's called. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. This is literally like, it boots up like a Game Boy game. It's like this 8-bit thing.
Yeah.
And it's just a Tamagotchi, and you can let it kind of like idle in the background. And
what's a Tamagotchi?
I hate you. Are you serious?
Is that like a zoo pet?
Yeah, it's like a little keychain thing, and you have to like feed it and clean up after it and like play with it, and it just grows from like an egg to a whatever.
We had something like that. It wasn't that though.
Well, basically this fairy lays an egg.
Okay.
And you hatch the egg, and it turns into this like female warrior thing.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's like you're like Xena.
All right.
And you go and you have to kill the frog people because the frogs are attacking the fairies or something.
Right.
Yeah,
naturally.
So I'm playing that, and it was like, you know, you just kind of let it go. But if I'm gonna do like an idle game, it's gonna be like Cookie Clicker or like Champions of something or other. That's the kind of stuff that I want to play. I don't want to necessarily play this. So it was fine. It was unique. I think it had a good aesthetic, but it was like, so I gave it a 74. Okay. All that being said, Kunitsu-Gami, Path of the Goddess, which is like Japanese folklore, whatever, tower defense, but not like balloons or anything it's not like top down. What you do is you are kind of this guardian of this like goddess who's like purging the land of evil or whatever, right? So she gets kicked out of the mountaintop, and you have to like go scale the mountain again to, unlock, I don't know, the mountain from evil. But it's this cool thing where as you're going around and purging different patches of evil, you're like saving villagers and different things like that. And you could tell a villager like, hey, you're going to be a woodsman who has like an axe to fight, or you're going to be an archer, you're going to be a sumo wrestler, you're going to be whatever. And instead of like placing down towers, you're saving somebody and then outfitting them as like your fighter. and then you're positioning them around the map. So as like creatures are coming in like waves, because you have your normal like 2-3 lane wave of attackers coming at your goddess that they want to kill or whatever, and you're basically just positioning them to defend her as she's moving closer and closer to the end of the stage. It's like this weird like action game, because like it's all third person, you're like actively attacking things and running around and doing things, but it's still very much tower defense because you have to like set up defending points and things like that. But you do a stage, you beat the stage, and then there's like a boss fight next to it, and that gets you onto the next stage. And then you can go back to stages after you've cleared them, and you're like rebuilding the stage. So there's like this level of like base management-esque type stuff. But it's like super cool. Like I was playing it a lot last night. Like, it was like a unique blend of stuff that I'm gonna finish it. Like I enjoy it. I think there's no real dialogue or anything like that. Like there's like many years ago, the blah blah blah, and you kind of snooze on it. But everything between like the character that you play, who's like the guardian of the goddess or whatever, that's all like silent. And you just kind of like you glean the story just from their movements or their the actions and everything happening on the screen, which is pretty cool. But it's all like all the fighting is based off of like some sort of like dance combat stuff. So like you're like hitting people with your sword, and then you hit a button, and like it's a very simple combo system, but it's like effective and like feels good. But it's good. It's on Game Pass, so if anyone's interested in that, play it. But
did you give it a rating, or you're still
didn't give it a rating yet because I want to finish it? But as of right now, I'm thinking it's probably maybe like I am very much enjoying it. It might overstay its welcome, but I'm saying it's maybe like 85, because 86 is gold, right? So it's like right on the line of gold for me.
Yeah, right.
So I want to see kind of if it doesn't do anything new, I guess is the thing. Like the cool thing is I'll call them towers, but every new like villager, every new tower you unlock has a new strategy with it. Mm-hmm. I think I'm still somewhat within like the tutorial stage. Like I put hours into it, but like it's like if I unlock the sumo wrestler in this town and I move on to the next level, that next level is like, hey, you really want to use a sumo wrestler here,
right? And they kind of showcase it.
Yeah. So like I that's cool, and I think that once I unlock everyone, because I'm almost there, I think maybe it'll like open up and stuff.
Yeah.
But until then, it feels like there's a correct way to play this. I mean, almost like Bloons. Like Bloons even is like, hey, you could do it this way. But like, I mean, we've been going through it. We try new strategies all the time. Like you can kind of do whatever.
Yeah.
Where this feels pretty like, oh, this elevated position in the middle of the map, I guess that's a good place for an archer there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You get some of that in Bloons a little bit. Like tree stump is like, okay, well, a sniper's going to go here.
Right.
Obviously, because it can see the whole map or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like water kind of locks you out of a lot of things. But
yeah.
I was actually kind of thinking more Shadow Gambit, the way you're describing it, where, that appeal for you was very limitless possibilities and strategies.
Shadow
So it
Gambit,
seems like
exactly.
you're very
Yep.
in that mind. Like that's kind of what you're craving, is that creativity and strategy.
Being able to hit it from different areas and like the collectibles and different things like this. Like I think the collectibles are pretty shallow. Like they're like if you purge the land of the entire thing within a given time frame, you get like they have that stuff, and that's scratching that itch, but it's not like meaningful, I guess, which is why it's not like maybe gold tier. It's like, hey, this does a really cool thing. It's a cool mashup of like, action RPG, third person esque stuff, while there's a level of tower, defense management stuff. Like, but in all honesty, like if you ever played like Orcs Must Die or something like that, like it's kind of the same thing when you really boil it down. And I think that's more fun, just because you could like, okay, I'm gonna put all these traps down, and it does cool things, and like you can experiment and like, okay, I'll have this trap fling someone into goo, and then that slows them down so the flames can kill them or something. That's cooler to me. I'm not saying this game can't do that eventually, but as of right now, it seems pretty cut and dry. It's just like, it's fun, so I give it somewhat of a pass currently. But again, on Game Pass. So it's like all these games I'm playing is all like, hey, you can just play all these, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then Shapes 2 just released, so I'm going to do that. It's like a factory builder sim, which is right up my alley. Which I know you don't care too much about.
Yeah, I probably would rather...
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'd rather do.
Yeah, but it's not good.
Factory sim.
I think we would have a
people do that as a job, right?
Yeah,
like they go to factory. And
well, it's not. No. When I say factory sim, it's like you set up the conveyor belt to like,
I see.
Hey, take the iron ore and you put it into this machine and you get iron like ingots, and you put it into this machine and you get iron coils, and then you take that and you split it off with and this produces iron ingots at 2.9 per whatever. So you need like 6 machines to feed into this one thing so you can do the optimum whatever.
Mm-hmm. That's what what's it called should have been.
What do you mean?
Fuck, I can't remember the name.
Guess I'm not that sharp. I was gonna say you're supposed to be sharp. Yeah.
Bethesda, bro.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Star Citizen, but that's not it.
Oh no, that's not.
Nope,
it's not a thing.
Yeah.
Starfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Starfield should have been, with the whole like base building and mining and stuff, and connecting networks.
That would have been cool.
That game could have been the best game of all time.
Could have, but Star Citizen will come out and claim that crown.
It won't. It really
actually
won't.
Just stop there. It won't come out, and then it's done. Anyway, those are all the games I'm playing. Are you still playing? What's it called? Like a Dragon?
Yakuza?
Yeah.
It's been a little bit since I played. I'm more than halfway through.
But is that something where like you have to finish that before even going to another game? Like Wukong comes out on I think Monday.
Yeah, I should play it this weekend. I actually don't have a lot going on, so I was texting you today and I was like, works was more busy than I thought.
Yeah.
And then I've just been like, I just not feeling it.
Yep.
I'm really tired after work and I take a nap. Also because I'm like not.
Yeah.
Whenever I don't eat a lot, I get so tired.
Yeah.
I get really sleepy and then I go to sleep.
Like last night, I told Chelsea, because I had Penny for the better part of the day, so Chelsea could like go swimming and stuff because she'd go back to work.
Yep.
And she was like, "Hey, I'll take her. You go, kind of do whatever you want to do." And I was like, "I'm just gonna like force myself to play something," and that's when I started playing Path of the Goddess. I'm like, once I get past the hump of launching the game, I'm in. Like I'm good. Like the hours just disappeared, and it was super cool.
Yeah, I want to do that. I was I have like classes now or jobs. Mm-hmm. The job systems like opened up, and I was actually like really interested, and I've been kind of experimenting, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I have the same issue. I got to get over the hump. Once I'm over the hump, I'm good to go.
I mean, technically, I'm playing Link to the Past and Final Fantasy VI too. So like, there's a lot of
games.
Yeah, I did want to say for Final Fantasy VI, I was Googling like, what version of this thing should I play? Should I do the GBA? Should I do Super Nintendo? All this stuff.
I think there's a video on that I was watching.
Yeah, so I actually landed on a hacked version of Super Nintendo.
Okay.
So it takes all of the fixes of the GBA version, but keeps like the translation and different things like that of Super Nintendo. As well as like some of like it uncensors some of the stuff that they censor down the road, and it tweaks a lot of stuff for it.
Yeah.
And just like quality of life stuff, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you liking it?
Yeah. It's pretty good. I screwed myself though because I got confused with save states and emulators versus saving the game in like Final Fantasy. So, for instance, if you get to a save point in Final Fantasy VI, right?
Yeah.
I save it, cool, it hits that. But if I, for whatever reason, revert back to a save state prior to that, then that save of the game never happened.
Oh, yeah.
So it like wiped everything.
Yeah.
And the way my device is set up, that if I close that device and it shuts off, it does a save state. But for whatever reason, it didn't do a save state. And then loaded a previous save. It was a whole thing.
That's a thing.
So I lost like an hour of gameplay, which is kind of annoying on an RPG. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm back to where I was and kind of past it a little bit. And man, there are some like games couldn't do this nowadays. Like the king is like very like kind of overly sexual to women and stuff of just like, oh hey, I you look really like you want to hang out with me, you know, like it's just like some weird stuff. And like the handmaidens are like, oh no woman is safe from this guy and stuff. But he's like he's like your party member. So it's like it's very
I know that's just Japan.
Yeah, it might change. No, I think, but I was like, okay, this feels iffy.
I think that's just
the
culture, man.
Sure. I don't know.
Maybe they can't get away with it anymore, but
it's like weirdly comical to the point of like I would love to see them remake this thing. Like it's
I mean,
it's
look,
up there. When
7 remake did it. Like when you think back to like how are they going to do Wall Market, like Cloud dressing up as a girl and seducing what's his face.
I didn't get to that part.
That's in the first one.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Well, yeah, but they did it pretty faithfully to that.
That's what I'm saying. Like everyone was like, how are they going to do this? This is so weird.
Yeah.
Like this whole...
They just did it.
And it was great.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's fair.
So like my point is, I think it's just do it.
Yeah.
And you might surprise yourself. Old games are pretty good.
It's good. I think it's good. It shows its age. But like every Final Fantasy list that you see, 6 is either like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But...
What's the other one?
So Tactics is up there.
Yeah.
If they include that in the main line, and then 4 is another one that people really
one?
like. It is 1 or 2. Like
I've never seen 4
it's like
as
6
1.
and 4. I think a lot of people are not putting 7 up there because it's like that's
every list I see
it's
one. 7 and 6.
See, I never see 7 now.
Recent
ones. Yeah.
I only see 7.
Now I'll see like remake and stuff now that people put those up there. But I mean, as soon as they put 16 on the list, it's like okay,
sometimes I see 14 sneak up there, but that's a tough one to quantify.
Yeah, that's not.
That's like the amount of content that game has is like all of them combined.
Yeah,
it's like
and then what you
games
you
in one.
Just ignore the whole fact that it launched and it was just a trash
Yeah,
fire.
But it's great now. Apparently, I don't know. People love that game.
Yeah,
it's probably the best MMO out there.
I don't know if I can go that far. But,
I don't know either. I don't know anything about MMOs, but that's what I hear.
Well, whenever we get Jeff on here,
Jeff's probably really upset at that comment.
I want to go point by point, and I want to understand what World of Warcraft does better than X. For instance, like Guild Wars.
Yeah, we were arguing about that at D&D.
But
it's like his point is that it's comparing apples and oranges. Which, as a novice, I don't understand because to me they're both MMOs, but apparently they're very different.
Sure.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. As you're saying that, my computer is pinging me and my pocket is buzzing.
Yeah.
Dude, I get spam calls. I probably get 10 a day.
Damn, dude, you gotta get them off your trail.
I don't know why all of a sudden, and it's always
because you sign up for too much stuff.
Maybe.
I'm very careful about what I sign up for because they're selling my data.
I wonder, do I just change my number?
Why not?
I might. Like
and then you can really trim down who your contacts are.
Yeah, like
really trim that down.
What's the harm? You know.
I think there was a Seinfeld episode about this. Where Elaine got a new number and it wasn't like 412 anymore. 412 is the Pittsburgh area code. It was like whatever, the new one.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was roasting her. So be careful. You might not,
yeah.
Although maybe people will think you're really young then. So who knows?
Yeah,
maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That might work out in your favor.
Sure. Oh, you weren't for Percy Manifold. What was the guy?
Percy Jackson?
Percy Jackson? No, that's not it.
No, that's a novel.
Yeah.
He's a son of Poseidon. Half son of Poseidon.
Sure.
Well, not half son. I mean, you can only be a son, right?
Yes. Yes.
He's a demigod, though, because his mom's human. That's what I meant. Remember those books? You're probably too old for that.
I was too old for it, but I know.
Yeah, because I was like in middle school.
I think my nephew was into those.
They were whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think they're actually that good. I like the concept. I don't think they're actually that good, though.
They probably made a movie out of it, right?
Yeah, couple, I think.
Yeah.
And they weren't that good.
Dude, can we talk about Borderlands real quick?
Sure.
I you go in and you're like, okay, this has like a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is going to be a bad movie.
Yep.
But there are two things you can hope for. One, it's so bad it's like laughably like, okay, whatever. At least it's like a funny movie.
Yep.
And the other one would be like almost like Halo, right? Where I'm like, okay, everybody and their mother hated this.
Halo didn't get a 10% though.
Yeah, actually, that's probably a good point. I wonder. I'm gonna
like, dude, if you get a 10% or single digits, it is dumpster fire territory.
Does Rotten Tomatoes do?
I think so.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So it got a 70% from critics and 52 from audience.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's fair. But I was hoping, like, okay, maybe I can just set it aside, and it's like. Maybe I'm... So ironically enough, Borderlands also got a 52% audience score.
52?
52%, yeah. 9% critic now. I dropped a percentage. I have no idea.
Who likes that movie?
500 plus ratings.
That's really shocking.
But we went in, we watched it. I fell asleep in the middle of it.
Naturally.
And Mike was saying that he was dozing, and it was just like... So we went with Mike and Zach, and like... You know it's pretty bad when like Zach really doesn't even have anything good to say about it.
Really?
Like, he texted me after. He's like, I have my thoughts on it and stuff, but he's just like, it was disappointing.
Yikes.
And like that's like basically saying it's hot garbage from
Yeah, he
Zach.
usually defends
like he Zach is pure in that he can just I like this property, so
can find the enjoyment in it.
Yeah, he's like a lot of people worked on this, it was hard, whatever.
It's a good place to be.
This movie was beyond off. Like it wasn't funny. It wasn't like every single person was poorly cast. Like it was awful.
Yeah.
Like there are cosplayers that look better than some of the set design, the CGI. Like it was just like it was truly, truly bad.
Yeah.
Where like you're never gonna see a sequel to
Tyler,
this ever. Like it was just like
the newest Borderlands games aren't good. Who in their right mind thought this movie was going to be good?
I was hoping that this would be like, okay, hey, maybe you set up to do something, whatever. Like, you know how in the first game it was like, okay, you have to open the vault, you open the vault, and it was like nothing. And that was like the big like joke at the end. Like, it's kind of the same thing where it's like they go down there. But like, you have all of this stuff where it's like you have Handsome Jack. Like, why do you change everything? And Mike brought up some articles where like Randy pitched for it's like, oh, we have the games. Everyone likes the games. This is a way to experiment and try new things or whatever. It's like, that's not like... To some extent, and I know I'm being hypocritical because I like that Halo did that. So I know you were going to hit me with that.
Yeah.
That's fine. But for this, they weren't they didn't change anything like meaningful. It was just like, oh, here's a backstory. Like it's like a line. Like it changed a line, but it's all the same stuff. And it's like you just change this person's whatever just for the sake of changing it. It wasn't like increasing the plot or doing anything like meaningful. Mm-hmm. It was wild. It was so bad. Like I cannot describe how much of a waste of time. Like when it's 20, 30 minutes in and I'm just like, oh my God. Like I don't think I've ever felt like I just want to really just walk out of this. Like if I was there myself, I'd be gone. Yeah. I would not have stayed.
Right.
And it was painful. It was really rough.
Yeah. Well, sorry to hear that, man. I
did it to myself. Like, you know, like it is what it is. Like, I'll tell you what, Kate Blanchett, she did what she could. You know, like it was fine. She was the one that played. It's not Maya. Who's the Firehawk?
Lilith.
Thank you. Yeah, she was fine.
Really?
Yeah.
She seemed very out of place.
She is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But she at least acted. Everyone else is just like,
why is
what
Kevin Hart in that movie too?
Don't know.
Don't know. That's a
you know Roland like the straight man. Yeah,
straight man.
He's literally with a gun. He's like, you get a bullet, you get a bullet, you get a bullet. And it's like,
yeah, it's Kevin Hart.
Okay,
right?
Kinda.
It's just Kevin Hart.
Kinda
cosplaying as Roland.
Jack Black is Claptrap, and
that's
you can't.
So dumb.
You tell you what. Out of all the lines in the movie, Claptrap had the funniest, but like I half chuckled maybe like twice that entire movie where it's like, okay.
But it's literally a CGI Claptrap.
Yep.
You could just have the guy who's done Claptrap.
Well, technically not because they even had to recast him because I forget why. But but you couldn't even tell it was Jack Black. So it's one of those things like if it was Jack Black's voice and you could tell it was Jack Black and it was just like, oh, it's the voice of Jack, like sure, but it's so heavily modulated that it's like you can't even tell. With the exception of like if he's like singing or something really quickly, it's like okay, it's
sure,
kind of. But man, it was so bad.
Yeah, I
like the Tekken movie was better than Borderlands.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
don't know how to follow that up.
No, I'm
disappointed I missed it, man.
I
was playing Rock Band.
That's infinitely better.
It was. I love Rock Band, and they need to revive that.
Never gonna happen, but yeah, they should.
Why?
I think it's just from a production thing. Like no one's
make it a live, like a subscription model. And you get all the songs, and it's monthly payment.
Yeah, didn't they do that at the end?
I don't know.
At the end of the thing, I know people were talking about it for a while.
Just make it. This is the last Rock Band ever, and it's just going to keep going forever.
Yeah, I think
it's our Fortnite Rock Band.
It's a lot of the licensing problem. I think.
Oh yeah, it's a nightmare.
If you really wanted to get it in there, if Spotify somehow finagled it where it's like buy a Spotify guitar and then you could. Like they had songs and stuff or whatever. I think that could be cool. Or put it in VR or something. Because like Beat Saber has all that stuff.
Well, there's Clone Hero, which is literally that.
Clone Hero?
Yeah, it's Guitar Hero with every song ever made. And it's free.
Oh.
It's like...
The people make, or is it like AI generated? Like
No, people make it.
Yeah.
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 It's just like custom.
Yeah, I feel like there are some... designers and developers of those things, like because Beat Saber did the same thing where like Beat Saber you could just download.
Yeah, Beat Saber's able to do it. Why wouldn't Rock Band be able to do it?
Well, Beat Saber has licensed things, and then they have things that are people just hack it.
Yeah.
So,
but they have
songs. Yeah,
like Rock Band never had every song ever. They always have like a set list.
Absolutely, but the thing with Rock Band was if you bought into Rock Band. You migrated your track, like you would bring your library with you.
Yeah.
Like I very distinctly remember running to GameStop and getting like, Aerosmith, whatever, just to throw the tracks onto my, actually I think Aerosmith was rock or Guitar Hero, whatever.
Beatles had Rock Band and Green Day Rock Band.
There was Lego Rock Band.
Don't remember that one.
Yep.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I miss those days, but yeah, the music industry is probably the absolute worst when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Probably. Yeah. But that's what I mean is like who has the energy to do that? Like if you're looking at the sales and stuff. The juice
is not worth the squeeze.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Squeeze is not worth the juice.
You could say that and it would probably make equal sense. You might be smart if you said that.
Maybe.
Really.
Yeah.
I think so.
You're very sharp.
Sharp as a tack. Except when it comes to dog shit games. Then you forget you could block it out of your memory banks.
Shut it down.
I do, dude. I mean, Starfield was top 5 disappointing games of all time.
Of all time?
No, but it's okay. Recent. I'm still wounded by it. I'm still wounded by it.
That's fair. I really want to play
Dark Knight.
Orcs Must
Not
Die
Dark Knight. Arkham Knight.
That's
top 5.
That is top 5
That's
for
top
me.
5.
Yeah. Luckily, I
Mass Effect 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anthem.
Brink.
Yep, there you go. All right. Do you have? So I know we want to talk through reviews because I'm struggling on reviews. I keep sitting in front of my page as I'm trying to write these things, and I got it through another paragraph of Tekken, and I'm just like, dude,
yeah,
it sucks.
So what exactly is the roadblock? Like, what is inhibiting you from? Like, what do you object to most when you're writing these reviews? Is it just like
it's like the form?
It's the same thing as everyone else, and you feel like you're just regurgitating.
Yep.
Like this is what
like you could take a written review from, and this is in no way putting me on the same pillar as actual game writers and journalists and things like that. Like they're just better writers. But it's structured the same. It's the same format. It's the same long form. Like I want to do something that's like lesser impact because like this isn't our job. So it's like sitting in front of a blank screen or whatever is tough. And like I was using your thing. And I think Tekken specifically, the biggest issue that I have is we're so vastly different in terms of like history with it and things like that. So everything that you wrote, I'm trying to weave in, but like stuff that you're saying, I'm like the opposite on and stuff. So it's a tough thing to do.
I think you should just write your own stuff. Don't worry about what I have to say about it.
Well, that's eventually what I was getting to, but I still don't love it's like the long form writing.
Yeah. So my thought is, here at the Couch Co., I hope that we're not afraid to do things differently. So like why, I guess the question is, why are we structuring it this way? Because we feel like we have to.
Yeah.
Like, why not just do it? Like, if you could write a review, like what would be the most natural approach to writing a review?
Well, that's what I was telling you is like, I would bullet everything.
Sure.
Like every category, I would have pros and cons of, here's the user interface, what's good, what's bad. Here's the performance, what's good, what's bad.
Yeah.
Story, characters, whatever.
Yeah.
Where I don't think I like the buckets that we have. So like that's what I use to like, as I'm like taking notes, playing a game. That's what I still use. But it would be essentially just taking those bullets, putting them in, maybe cleaning them up just grammatically, because I'm like, doing shorthand on some stuff. But is
why
that
not?
Enough? I don't know.
Why not?
I it's better than not having anything.
It's better than not having anything.
Yeah.
And it's our own style.
Yeah.
Like, think about it this way. If you're on OpenCritic, and let's say we were on there.
Yep.
That might be nice to have, because one downside to OpenCritic is you have all of these critics that have these really long reviews. And you have to click into them. And you have to read it. Like, how many people actually do that? I'm sure that most people would. I think most people would just look at the score and the little guy, and if he's orange and has a cape on, they just play the game.
He's smiling,
like me.
Yeah.
Or if he's purple and has thumbs up, but they probably don't even look at the reviews. But let's say people who do look at the reviews, let's look at that population of people. They probably have their favorites. I think there's a way you can save like your favorite reviewers.
There was, yeah.
And they might read like one, maybe two.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nobody's going through that has like 150 reviews. Like Prince of Persia or Tekken has like 150 reviews. Like,
yeah, who's
you're never going through it. But if you have Couchco on there, and we're just bullet points, our synopsis would be the whole review.
Right. Yeah.
So they would see our review, like, and that's, I don't know. I think that could be an effective way to be like, we live in an age of just quick, give me the quick facts. Give me what you think quickly. Like, you get annoyed when YouTubers are like, and don't forget to like this. They have the whole intro. It's just like, nah. Here at the Couch Company, here it is. Bang.
Yeah. Okay.
All
right.
So why not do that?
Try that. I'm going
now,
to.
So for me, I think it, like, what would I want to do? What feels natural for me would be, I don't know. I always kind of go back to how would I talk about it?
Mm-hmm.
But I think if I was writing it down and I was trying to be thoughtful about it, I would I would want it to have like a theme. I'd want it to be thematic, right? So Tekken, for example, the theme would be like, I haven't played fighting games in like 20 years.
Sure.
And this is my first one. So that would be like, I would be coming at it from that lens, I guess. And I would just talk about that experience of like, here's what it's like to play a fighting game since like Soul Calibur 2. And here's what I think about the game.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have to be long or anything, but that's kind of the approach I would take.
Would you do something where, and Tekken is kind of a unique example, but would you do something where it's like we put it in the same article, but like saying like, okay, like Tyler's thoughts, John's thoughts? Or would it be like, like, does it have to be this kind of co-opted thing? Or if we both played a game and like the game, do you do two reviews and here's like or we put it in the same, like, I guess, article, but it could be like, here's another point of view. So if we have like a main reviewer who's like on point, so it's like, say, like it's Final Fantasy Rebirth or something. Mm-hmm. You write everything, you do do whatever you want. You're effectively like the kind of main reviewer for that. But it's like, hey, here's another point of view, or here's another thought from the counterpart. Yeah. That could also be something.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. And I would defer to you on the design style for that, where maybe the page is like split in half and there's two different colors. You have a color and I have a color.
Could do that.
And then the text
Yep.
Like maybe the top half's white and you have black text, and then the bottom half's black and I have white text. Little yin yang.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
We could do that.
That would be kind of cool.
That would have to be a new site, but we could do that.
I don't know. I'm just spitballing. So it's like you get kind of that contrast.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be cool. Yeah, I think how I would want to do it and how successful I'd be, I don't know. I'm not a very good writer. I would want to keep it short because I like that idea of just like, let's just keep it super concise.
Yeah.
And just off the top of my head, what do I think about this game in like a paragraph?
Yeah.
And don't even go through every point like, oh, here's the sound design. Like, I know you would do that through the bullet points. Mine would be much different where it's like, you're coming at it from more of a analytical standpoint, like brain.
Okay.
I would come at it from more of a heart. Like, here's just how I thought about it. Like,
okay.
If I was in an elevator and someone asked me about the game and I had like 10 floors to tell them, this is what I would say. So the first things that come to my mind.
Yeah.
And then I would want to structure it in a way, again, thematically, but I want one sentence. Here's what my style would look like, just off the top of my head. The first sentence of all of my reviews is the synopsis. And that's like the title of my review.
Yep.
And then everything after that encapsulates that point.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we have.
Like the Tekken, my first fighting game in 20 years.
Yeah.
Was awesome. Would be like the first sentence. And then everything after that encapsulates that. Or like Final Fantasy VII. I'm not saying this is what it'd be, but like it would be like, remember when video games were good. Something like that. I don't know.
Sure.
That's not what it would be, but like, you know what I mean?
Yep. So what I was doing,
or Prince of Persia would be like, Metroidvanias aren't for me.
Like I was taking the. So you have it like your title, which is just the game dash review. Now it's kind of the format. And then like the subhead, the way I was doing that is you should be able to lift that, and that we would put it like there's a character limit on it where that can get lifted and put right into our Steam curator. And lifted that way.
Yeah.
So you can still do things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that also goes back to then. So I mean, it's 4 like subcategories for every category and stuff like that. Does it just turn into then, let me try bringing it up here. Does it just turn into like, okay, we're going to just go to 4 categories, and then however we want to do it, we do it?
I don't even know, Ty, if my style would encompass categories. Mine would be pretty loose. And unless you want me to match what yours is so it can be a direct comparison, which I'm fine with because I can do it.
No.
As long as I get a template. But if we're changing it up and we're trying to be like, if we're trying to find our voice, so to speak, in the review space, I think that's what mine might look like. Just very loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
Here's off the cuff what I think of a game. Like, it's not like I didn't sit down and like think this through. That probably sounds bad, but I think there's something to be said about just raw reaction to something.
So
like how you felt about it.
So if we did something where it's like you have like the title and like where we reviewed it on, different things like that, and then you basically just have like a paragraph that's like a paragraph summary. And then for me, I would still do the pros and cons and stuff.
Yeah.
Because like right now we have gameplay, story and characters, sound design, and presentation. And those are like the different factors. And we have like 4 subcategories in each one and things like that. So versus putting all of those written down and then doing like pros and cons for each of those, you just do pros and cons. Like whenever you're reviewing stuff, you can have that stuff and think of that as like a way to organize your thoughts. Mm-hmm. But then they all just get lumped into one.
You're talking about me?
I'm asking. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think, I guess I could still use the template and try to structure it in that way, but I kind of want to.
You do whatever you want. I have a few drafts ready to go for you. So I already have the artwork and everything in for like Final Fantasy and Persona and stuff. Yeah. So like you have plenty of.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to feel it out and experiment with it. Maybe I want to just try it the way I'm envisioning it.
Sure.
And maybe it'll be too loose and I'll have to kind of rein it in and use a little bit more structure. But yeah, I probably should encompass like pros and cons at least, to be fair. But again, I kind of want to invoke a sense of if someone just asked me what I felt about a game, I want it to be like a conversation, like I was just talking to someone.
Yeah. But see, for me, it's like I can write bullets for days. And like I'm sure there's a universe where I just write all the pros and all the cons. I mean, I go to ChatGPT and be like, hey, write this using these.
Yeah,
these
you could do that.
Just do it that way. But
right.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm just gonna bullet everything out as like, okay, here are all the different thoughts that I have.
Yeah.
And then maybe not agonize over like, okay, well, like, what's the transition into this thing or whatever? Because time wise, like, is it, we talk about juice worth the squeeze, like, is that something where somebody wants to sit down and read all that stuff? Or is it just like, oh, what do you guys think about this? And it's like, boom, 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 here you go.
Yeah.
Because we could pull that, we could put it into like the Notion table and assign literally whatever. It can be bullets, it could be, however you want to write it. But like that goes with the games too. So that's all in our database and everything. And that all goes together. Because the nice thing with that is if it's all in our database, which currently everything is, then as it's like, oh, I want to try a new site or whatever, I can literally pull that information into a new site regardless. And it just pulls that from the database.
Yeah.
So, okay. So basically whatever we wanted.
I don't know, man. Like why fret over it? Why not just try stuff? You know what I mean?
I was just racking my brain on the tech stuff, and I got to the point where I'm just like, man,
I think you're forcing yourself too much just based on preconceptions.
Yeah.
Of what you think it should be like.
Yeah.
Which is a natural experience. But I think it's like why does it have to be that way? Why not just do what you want to do?
That's fair. I mean, to be fair, also like, well, I don't know how.
Like we have nothing to prove to anyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We like.
Just do what you want.
Yeah. Okay.
And it'll either resonate or not.
Sure.
But if it resonates with you, that really is all that matters. I mean, we're just doing this for fun.
If you ever go back to it and you're like, oh, what did I think about this game? Or don't take my word for it. Here, you could do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that makes sense.
All right. Well, I got a few. You have access to Substack, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. We'll figure it out.
I saw it at the bottom of our website.
Saying that,
hey,
look at
write
you
something.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cool. All right. What else we got?
Did you want to talk about Diablo?
Yeah, man, Diablo.
I know you went through your video games already, but
I did. Yeah, I forgot about Diablo. I did the season.
Yeah.
I didn't get to 100 yet.
Is this a good season or a bad season?
It's fine.
Is this the A team or the B team?
I think it's the B team.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because the A team's working on the expansion. Because
this is
right. This is a shorter season.
Right, because they're gearing up.
Comes out. Yeah.
You excited for that?
Yeah. I am, because I'm ready for something like new. I'm going to be worried if it's the same map, which it very well might be. I'm less excited for that. I'm excited for a new class. That's going to be cool, because I'm playing Necromancer right now and I'm not having fun with it. But I just didn't have a Necromancer that's fully leveled.
Yeah.
It's fine. I think it's cool. Like the hard mode's cool. Like it's like, okay, get through so many waves and then pick a modifier that's good and bad, and like you get cool loot at the end and whatever. And like it's a cool premise, but like there's only so many things you can kind of do. Like there's like a very like efficient way to level up, and it's like the same dungeons, and it just, I don't know. I'm really trying to put my finger on why Diablo 3 felt good to just keep going. And I think it really just boils down to speed, where it's like I just feel like everything in Diablo 4 just takes longer.
Yeah.
Like just to get to point A to point B. And they've improved it a ton, but it still just doesn't feel like zip, 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 like just constantly like blowing through things. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to keep doing it. It's just one of those, like I'll give this expansion. I mean, I already bought the big boy edition of the expansion, so I have to do it. But I'll give that a go, see if that kind of changes my opinion at all. But like, yeah, Diablo's fun. It's just not, it doesn't have hooks in me. Like, it's not like I'm like, like Diablo 3, I'd be like waiting for work to be done so I could like hop on and knock something out or grind something or whatever. In this, it's like, oh, I could grind it upstairs on the PlayStation. I'm just so disinterested that it's like, I'll just watch The Rookie instead. Like there's not any draw there. So it's not bad. It's fine. It's in a much better spot than it was. I think they've done a lot of smart updates, but a lot of those updates were from last season, not this season. This season is just kind of like, Horde mode. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Like, it's fine. Like, it's cool.
But I think there's an expectation now that it's like every other season is going to be kind of status quo-ish,
I guess,
or not as good.
But then, like, just don't do that. Like,
that's what I thought.
Like,
just take a season off.
Yeah, I think they need the player count. They need the people buying the costumes.
I guess, man. But it's like, well, there's a whiteboard.
Yeah.
There's a whiteboard. Yeah, you're probably right. They need the revenue. But
I just don't know what I'm missing because, like, Diablo 3 doesn't have that much. Like, you do your greater rifts and you push your greater rifts and you.
Well, I was wondering, like, you were at a different place in life.
Maybe.
Does that play a part? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't. Yeah. I don't know.
Balloon Tower Defense came out with an update.
They keep coming out with updates.
I mean, it's the best game ever made.
Yeah, it's very good.
Obviously. Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Horde mode.
Yeah.
Gears of War, best Horde mode you ever played?
Ooh. Yeah, I think it has to be, right? Like, do you count... So, I guess the only caveat to that is, do you count zombies?
Call of Duty Zombies?
Horde mode. Probably.
Yeah,
right?
that's the definition of a Horde mode, no?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, Zombies is up there. What's your favorite Zombies? The original?
I like Zombies more. The third map of World at War is my...
Which is original?
Favorite. It's Noctur Toten, I think.
Yeah, but that's the original Zombies.
It's the original Zombies, yeah.
Interesting.
And then they did the train one, which was very good. That was for...
Black Ops 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they had they had like all the maps and there's a train that takes you to each of them.
Yeah, like all the little mini maps.
That was too much. I was out at that point.
You blow up the bank and you get down to the bank and like that was a lot of fun. Much. That was my favorite one.
I think my favorite was Black Ops. That was peak.
Black Ops was good.
You had the mansion and the moon was classic.
Yeah.
You know, all the Easter eggs. Yeah, that was...
It got kind of wild for some of that stuff.
But I think that was the perfect balance because I think the original was too simple.
See, I personally disagree with that. I like the idea of in the original you were literally stabbing guys through windows, boarding stuff up, and like slowly building it out. And like these new ones, you're in like an open world map. Just running.
Yeah,
through,
that's what I'm saying. Like Black Ops 2, that's when it lost me. Just too much stuff. But Black Ops was more than the original. They were adding stuff, the power ups, the mystery box, which I think was in the original.
That's
but
all
like
the original. Yeah.
They had a lot more things. Like the maps were much larger,
but they did cool things where it's like, you got the ray gun, and that was like a big deal.
Yeah,
when you got it, and now it's like. Everyone got
if you don't have ray gun like level 1, you're doomed.
Yeah, but like you could upgrade things and the discovery and everything. Like that was all in the original.
Yeah.
They did such a good job with it.
Really? You could upgrade in the box and stuff?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What did Black Ops add then?
Not in the first map, but by the third third one, the Pack-a-Punch and everything was all in there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I think
even though
maybe it wasn't a
mansion,
mansion, maybe it was like a movie theater
heads and stuff.
It's a movie theater.
For what?
Black Ops. The OG map for Black Ops was like a movie theater. But I think
so yes, and I'm a little fuzzy because I forget how they did this, but one of the maps they pulled from World at War, or they launched it at World of War, but then they like announced like Modern Warfare 2 or something, and like no one got that map pack.
Yeah.
There was some animosity in that section, but World at War I think is a very, very, very good game.
And they did 100%.
So many things.
Dude, that's still within the golden age of Call of Duty.
Yep.
For sure. 4 to Modern Warfare 2, maybe Black Ops 2 is the golden age.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 3 was, I liked it, but that was obviously
when I was out.
Yeah, it was not as good as Modern Warfare 2, but did Black Ops 2 come out before Modern Warfare 2?
No.
Was it COD 4, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 2?
No, it was COD 4, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, I think.
No, Black Ops did come out after Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
Wow. Crazy. What a string. What a run they had, though.
Yep.
Just Treyarch, Activision, passing the ball.
Yeah.
Just dominating the game for a while, dude.
And it was weird because Treyarch was seen as the B team.
Yeah, but they bangers. Like Black Ops might have the best campaign.
Yeah.
War to War had a great campaign. Mm-hmm. And multiplayer.
War to War was cool. It was a little bit too far backwards. I think Zombies did a really good job. Like, you could get the ray gun in the campaign. Like, if you jump on different craters and stuff and get in stuff. So it was cool. And it started like kind of broaching the whole like just weirdness of it. It was neat. And you had tanks and stuff, which people forget.
Treyarch or Activision definitely experimented more.
Yeah.
Whereas Infinity Ward, or was it Treyarch?
It was Treyarch. Yeah.
Oh, Treyarch. Yeah.
Activision's the big. They're publisher.
Yeah. I'm getting them all jumbled, but
now it's all in Game Pass, so we're gonna try out Black Ops. I am anyway. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you hear about Modern Warfare 2? They were coming out with a mod for multiplayer, the Modern Warfare 2 remastered.
No.
And they shut it down a day before it came out.
Did they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're review bombing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, yikes.
They can't afford it, man. It's either in the pipeline where they're gonna give all those maps out somewhere else, and
dude, man, people just want the old game. Like, the new stuff sucks.
It's not what they want. Yeah,
I don't know. They're past their prime, and they're the Will Ferrell of video games. Like, you had a prime, bro. And you're trying to do the same shtick. Yeah. And it's just not. We're not there anymore. It's a different day. You gotta change up the
Borderlands
act.
all over again.
It's like Borderlands.
Yeah.
Well, Borderlands. The problem with Borderlands is it became a caricature of itself.
Yeah.
Like, the new Borderlands games are just awful.
They're
like
cringy.
Tales of a Borderlands. Mm-hmm. Cringe, dude.
Well, no, the first one was fine.
Whatever the newest one was, or whatever.
Tiny Tina's?
No.
Tales from the Borderlands was the Telltale game, which I thought was excellent.
Yeah, but
that's in my top 100.
It wasn't Borderlands 3, although Borderlands
There's the pre-sequel, there was Borderlands 3,
maybe it was pre-sequel,
there was Tiny Tina, and then they did a sequel.
I just remember I was watching a video on one of the Borderlands games, and the humor was just like, it's like they don't even understand what made Borderlands like fun.
I think we grew up. I think that's the difference.
No.
Because Tiny Tina did a lot with like the Borderlands humor, and it just was not hitting for me.
Yeah, but it wasn't as cringe as like
it was redone. Like, I think a lot of it was just callbacks to the other ones. It wasn't like new content or new funny stuff.
Yeah. I think
like Tiny Tina turned into a caricature of herself. You're 100% right. Same with Claptrap.
Yeah, right. It's like this is what we think Borderlands is. And it's like, no, like Borderlands was never like smack you over the head with I don't know, like, it was always silly, but it wasn't like childish.
Oh, see, I disagree with that, but like two was pretty much.
I guess I'm not saying it was like genius or whatever, but I don't know. It's hard for me to describe. I don't think it was like stupid.
I mean, have you seen Claptrap? Claptrap's pretty stupid.
Yeah, but it was funny.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's okay to say.
It just hit
when we were in high school or grade school. I think that's.
But do you think the new games, if we came out, like, they would be this? I don't think so. I think they're actually just not funny.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if we were this age playing the original, I don't know that it would hit the same way.
I don't know.
You know?
I don't know.
Maybe it would. I don't know. We don't know a lot.
Well, I think it was fresh. It was fresh back then.
Yeah,
games weren't really doing that as much.
Right.
They went for it. I don't know.
But now that they're working on like what, Borderlands 4?
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's like, what are you gonna do?
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out on Borderlands.
I love the idea of it. Like, give me a million different guns. Give me a looter shooter. Like, I like that kind of stuff.
I was out after 2. 2 was great.
2 was awesome. Yeah. I honestly, 3 was fine. It's just the build that I had was broken.
Yeah.
And they're like, I did every challenge, like everything you could do, and it was just like, okay, I crushed the game.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah. 2 was great.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know. All right.
So you know how you have to always rescue Roland in 2?
Yeah.
Roland rescues in the beginning of Borderlands. And I'm like, maybe that's funny.
Maybe
they'll lean into it. Yeah.
Oh.
And it's like, no, they don't do anything with it.
Wait, what are you saying? Roland rescues someone else?
Yeah. So the ongoing joke with our friend group is, hey, let's replay Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2 was awesome. So we go through Borderlands 2, and we always get to the point where we have to go rescue Roland.
Yeah.
And we always stop, because it's like maybe like a 3 or 4 hour long session.
Yeah.
And it always ends around that point.
Yeah.
And then we just never play it. So just again, Roland never gets rescued.
Right.
So in this movie, Roland's fine. He's a straight man. Like, what are you going to do? You know, he's the serious one of the group.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yep.
And in the movie...
Who do you think of when you think of serious?
Kevin Hart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's 100%. You nailed it.
Dude, I'm trying to think, like, for me, like, throw freaking Idris Elba in there. Or just some weird, like, he would have been...
pretty awesome.
Probably cast really well. Or, like, post-slap Will Smith.
Dude, throw The Rock in there, dude. I'd rather have The Rock than Kevin Hart.
I'm so sick of The Rock.
Me too, but
yeah,
you can't tell me Kevin Hart's better than The Rock at playing Roland.
No. Yeah, no.
Right?
Yeah,
like
100%.
It might be one of the worst choices you can make.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad.
Oh well. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah. What else?
I think that's...
I didn't know if you wanted to open the can of worms that is Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a long chat.
We'll save it. We can save it.
Long chat, I think, because there's a lot I want to talk through.
Yeah. All right.
I think there's something there. There's some juice in the squeeze, per se.
I'm going to cut all of this. We'll skip to the end, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. That's all we got. If you made it this far, we appreciate you. And check us out, couchcompany.games, as Tyler was alluding to before.
Yeah.
There might be some new reviews on there.
Definitely definitely new ratings.
Definitely new ratings.
I'm going to start putting up some bullet point. We can put up my thoughts.
Yeah.
On these
Tyler's
ones.
thoughts. John's Anime Corner, still waiting for that. It's still under construction.
So you can have it whenever you want. You tell me.
As soon as there is a place for that.
I will. So here's the thing. The way that this is set up is that you can subscribe to just the overall Couch Company newsletter.
Yep.
You just get everything.
Yep.
You can do just the podcast.
Yep.
I will literally make you a newsletter.
Yep.
Section. So like whenever you post, it'll be a drop down and says John's Anime Corner. Is that what you want to call it?
Absolutely.
You get a workshop. That's it.
Wow. Maybe you have a better title.
I'm trying to think of something like pulls into the alliteration a little bit. John's Japanese.
Ooh. 2 J's.
Jamboree.
We'll figure it out.
Yep.
Figure it out. But yeah, you can subscribe to our newsletter, apparently. And we will be here, same time, same place, next week. Thanks for joining us on the couch. Peace.